Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another edition of KMC Radio, the podcast about public relations, media relations, marketing. We tackle it all. I'm your host, Jeff Jordan, and each week I speak to one of the members of the Casina Marketing Companies. It's a public relations and publicity firm out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And this week I am proud and pleased to welcome Paul Brose, a publicist with the Media Relations Division of the KMC family. Paul, are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I hear things are expand. Jason Casina last week told me that things are expanding over there at the Casina Marketing Companies. Have you been caught up in the wave and excitement of expansion?
Oh yeah, it's a growing firm. We got a new division for our checkerboard that we've kind of expanded kind of the office space in here, and I think we're looking to get a few more publicists in as we go, and it seems like the clients are booming and it's getting a little bit more better on production. So yeah, things are on the upswing here.
Yeah, everything seems to always be moving over there with KMC. So you are a publicist with media relations, and you've been there a while now. So you know you're pretty tuned into what people are looking for in their publicity campaigns. I know a lot of the clients that media relations works with will really kind of have an idea, kind of have a base of what they want their publicity campaigns to do, and obviously everyone wants results, but you guys really kind of work with the clients to really fine tune those campaigns to get the most out of them. And so kind of tell me in your time there, how have things changed in the last couple years, and how are people kind of fine-tuning their publicity campaigns to get the most bang for the buck, so to speak?
Well, I guess for one, we've seen an explosion just in online. There's a lot of stuff getting farmed out to the online sections of papers and even television. It's a lot more valuable than it was even 3 years ago, and just it's kind of gone full circle with the media. At first, it's back even before I was here, there's a lot smaller. It wasn't, the papers weren't really a part of conglomerates yet until like the mid '90s, and as bigger conglomerates like Time bought up and Tribune bought up more papers, and things got a little bit more consolidated, and it's a little harder to break through in one way, just because when something, they have to go through a lot of different editors and sources, right, when they're dealing with like a big conglomerate. And in the last I'd say in the last 6 months, a lot of papers are getting sold off or getting cut and fragmented, so they're getting a little bit back to the roots. And so it's you're able to maybe to get a little bit better leeway with some reporters, especially at print, and being able to get them to talk about your story. So I guess with a lot of our clients, we're just trying to look for every avenue that we can, just whatever they can view as a success for their campaign. So it's a lot of work just in trying to be able to figure out what the media is. It changes from week to week and month to month, and we just got to stay up with it and keep our clients ahead of the game.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned earlier kind of like the online boom, and everyone knows that the internet is where probably, I don't know, I don't have a percentage. I'll make one up because that's what marketers like to do, make up statistics, right? But 60 to 75% of business is probably all done online right now. I don't know what people did before the internet. But there's media outlets now, newspapers that have really gone more to an online function, and there's even news outlets now that don't even they don't even have a print outlet. They're just strictly internet based. There's actual newspaper sites that aren't even newspapers anymore. They're just strictly online. So you're always trying to find those outlets for your clients, and I know that's what makes media relations such a great firm, because you guys are so tuned in and you're on top of what's out there in every single market. So it really helps your clients reach their customers and their prospects to an nth degree, because it's so hard to keep on track of that by yourself,
And I think we're sometimes we can be slow to change, at times too, but we, are constantly looking for new ways to get our, clients, we think we see more value now in online material, and we're always trying to figure out one statistic, I'd probably making it up too, but I'd almost guess that more than the majority of people now get their news from the internet rather from print.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those guys too. I've always read the newspaper since I was a young kid, and now it just seems easier to just put on the click on the computer, and it's just easier to read. You save some money a little bit, and I think and 10 years from now, I think the statistic will be up to 75%. It's just kind of a dying breed, and they're looking to get more of their stuff online too. And you can see almost every 6 months, that if you check into like the Los Angeles Times, Star Tribune, Chicago Tribune, their websites are completely different than they were, X amount of months or years. They're constantly trying to make it more readable and more accessible, and kind of a better outline to it. So
yeah,
it's fun to see.
Yeah, definitely. So the clients that you're working with, before you dive in with them, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. You kind of dissect their plan. What are some things that you guys suggest to people, or maybe some mistakes that people make originally, or some things that you find your clients don't even think about that you guys kind of bring to light? What's kind of a good way for them to start a campaign and get rolling with their publicity efforts?
Well, I think a good way is just to do like a quick run through of kind of what they're looking for in the media, and then just looking to see if it's going to be a fit or not. There's going to be a lot of publications that they fancy that it's really not going to be a fit. Everyone can't get on Oprah. Everyone can't get on Larry King. Just to be able to come back to them and find out, things that can be added, like magazines or print, or even radio stations that can, like from Sirius. We're putting that more in our project overviews, but it's finding more when you watch through like your the first run through your project overview, you can just kind of see what's not going to be a fit. And then I come across magazines all the time that hey, why didn't we have this before? Because it's always just a constant game of push and shove, and just trying to figure out what can we find, and there's a lot of internet research that we do, and trying to find more fits, and just trying to get rid of stuff that it's kind of a long shot.
Do you find it sometimes that people try to start too big?
I think so, and that's with everyone, in life, you want to. Everyone's got big goals, and you want to shoot for the top, and then you got to make your realistic goals. And I think some of our clients, they start out like that, and over time they get realistic to kind of what we're doing, and then it's all the more gravy when you can get something huge. It makes the effort that much more special.
So who would be a prime customer for media relations to work with right now? Who are you guys finding to be the people that you're having like the most success with nowadays?
Oh, one of our current clients,
or just just an example of some of the people that are really finding success working with media relations and getting like we said, the quality out of their publicity campaigns working with you guys.
Well, I'll say our most successful genre that we work with is health, obviously. We work with a lot of nutraceuticals, and we've had a lot of success, even though I'm not on the project, with Dr. William Sears. And we have a lot of success with doctors. That's probably our predominant field that we get in the media. We have a lot of research that we use, a lot of health research from major universities to small, and we work a lot in, a lot of magazines. Before I came here that, you wouldn't hear of too much, I guess, in pop culture, but the more you look at kind of their circulation, stuff like that, you realize that they're kind of a big, there's some smaller too, but there's a lot of, big fish out there in the medical world that, we're trying to change their opinions on. So we have a lot of success with health, and, we've been branched out a little bit into movies and into fitness and kind of things like that. But I think that for the majority, that's been the thing we've had most success with. But Mike Danielson, he's always looking for new clients, and we can always make it fit somehow for the most part.
Well, good deal. Yeah, and of course Mike Danielson is the lead account manager there at Media Relations. It's been so
That's
for
right.
the last 20 some years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to make it work. So, all right, well, Paul, if someone out there is listening and wants to contact you guys and maybe get a publicity campaign started for their organization or their company, what's the best way to contact you guys? Should they contact you, or maybe you can give us some numbers there?
Yeah, well, I'd say I'd try to contact Mike Danielson. It's Mike. It's MIKED at MediaRelations.com.
Okay.
Or else you can just call him at 612-798-7214. And we have a couple account executives besides that, like Helen Voss. Maybe you could call the main line at 612-798-7200. Helen Voss and Kelsey Libby and John Dristas are three of our most successful account executives besides Mike. But those guys are the people to look for.
Awesome, and then they can give suggestions and help you out, and then you would be the guy that goes to work for them, right?
That's right. That's right.
Good deal. Well, Paul, thanks so much for joining us. I want to thank you for your time and your insight, and we'll talk again down the line.
Sure. Well, thanks, Jeff, for having me on.
No problem. That was Paul Brose with the Media Relations family of the Casino Marketing Companies. And if you want to contact Media Relations and start a publicity campaign of your own, he did mention the numbers. I'll give them to you again. It is 612-798-7200. I want to thank everyone for joining us for this edition of KMC Radio. You can check us out every week. Get to us by going to publicity.com, or of course you can download us from iTunes. I'm your host, Jeff Jordan, and until next week, have a good day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.